Well, I had a horror movie review lined up for today, but it got deleted. Hours of work crapped out. So, I'm going to have to do that all over again, and in the meantime, I'm going to upload a random horror tag video. Wait a minute. That's the name of the tag. Hit the button. Let's get started. Hey there, hi there, ho there, Andrew here, the horror host of Generations X, Y, and Z inside Davis Manor with a random horror tag video. And when I say random horror, I don't mean random horror, but I mean random horror. And that made more sense when I wrote it out on the script rather than saying it out loud. But if you don't know, there is a channel that is called Random Horror, and it was created by Random Ross, and good old Random Ross has created a couple of questions that he goes and throws out to the horror community, and I'm going to go ahead and answer them. That way you know a little bit more about my personality, if you really want to know that. And then also, if you want to, you can answer these as well. You can make your own video, and that is why it is a tag video, even though Random Ross hasn't made a playlist, so there's not a list of all the people that have done it. But, like I said, if you got your own channel, go ahead and consider yourself tagged. Otherwise, all you have to do is answer the questions down in the comment section. That way we can have a little discussion back and forth. I mean, you know, because that's what we do. So, before we begin, for those that don't know, you can become part of this show by becoming a patron on our Patreon account, and that will give you exclusive access to me via the Patreon page and email, and get a say in upcoming projects, videos, and even characters that will be seen on this channel, all while snagging some swag and other rewards. So click that link above and check out all the rewards you can get and the goals that we can achieve together here on this channel. Now let's get into the questions. Would you rather be a vampire, werewolf, ghost, witch/wizard, or a zombie? Well, let me eliminate these answers and then give you my answer. First off, I would not want to be a zombie. To be shuffling around on this planet, mindless, just groaning, I do that already, so why would I want to be a zombie? Now, ghost? No. I mean, not physical. You can't do anything. I mean, unless you're a poltergeist, but it's just a ghost, so I'm going to say I probably couldn't do all the cool things that I would want to do as a ghost. You know, I might be able to open up a cabinet here and there and go, woo, but I mean, really, who wants to do that for eternity? And let's see, witch, wizard? Well, wizard, I guess, rather than witch. I don't know. I don't know if that's gender-based or not. I mean, who knows? Werewolf? Werewolf would be pretty cool, though the transformation would be probably really rough. I mean, every time you see in a horror movie the werewolf changing, it looks like you got a little bit of pain going on. You hear bones cracking and stuff like that. But, you know, you only have to go nuts once a month. That's not bad. Vampire, I work the graveyard shift. I've done the graveyard shift for years. I don't think I would want to continue to do it for centuries of just living only in the night. I mean, I don't have a great tan to begin with, but nah, I'm going to pass on being a vampire too. So I guess that brings me back to wizard. Why? Because it's got my initials in there? I mean, Wiz and A-R-D? I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. I think wizard. With maybe a second choice of werewolf. Maybe a wizard werewolf. Has that been done before? The next question is, if the Purge was a real yearly event, would you take part in it? Short answer, no, I wouldn't. I don't hate people enough that I have to go out and kill them. And really, that's what the Purge has become as a movie or a franchise. It's just murder. I mean, it's supposed to be all crimes are legal. So people could be like, you know, robbing and looting and all that other stuff, but it pretty much just summed it to, hey, murder spree instead of the Purge. So I would say, if someone tried to break into my house, then I would go all Purge on them. To be honest, I would do that in right now. You know, I'm one of those people. Come into my house and try and mess with my family. You ain't walking out. Next question. In a zombie apocalypse, would you rather be a zombie or a survivor? Well, I'm a survivor. And before Destiny Child sues me because I break out into song, I will just say, zombie, survivor, survivor. I've already said that I wouldn't want to be a zombie because of the 2 questions ago. So, I don't understand the appeal. I got a question. If you want to be a zombie, or if you had the choice between a zombie or a survivor, leave a comment down below. Tell me, why would you rather be a zombie than a survivor? I'd like to know. Next question is, you are the bringer of the apocalypse. What infamous leaders in history would make your Four Horsemen? Okay, going with my Four Horsemen, I'm going to go ahead and start off with Conquest. I choose Conquest instead of Pestilence because Random Ross chose Conquest as his Four Horsemen, so I'm going to try and keep with the theme here. Conquest, I would go with Genghis Khan. If you don't know Genghis Khan, or if you only know him via Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, let me explain a little bit why I chose him. And that is the Mongolian Empire, which is what Genghis Khan was in charge of, took over 20% of the world at that time. That's pretty impressive by any standards. And that really resulted in about 60 to 70 million people dying in the whole conquering of the lands. So, he's Conquest. Next would be War, which would be Adolf Hitler. And the main reason why Adolf Hitler is chosen for this is he's the reason why World War II basically was created. And World War II led over 70 million people dying. And forever has changed the way that people look at things in life. I mean, it's like, if you don't like somebody now online, just call them a Nazi. Next is Pol Pot for famine. Now, for those that don't know who Pol Pot is, he's a sick individual. Pol Pot was the Cambodian revolutionary that became the prime minister of the Democratic Kampuchea, I think is how you say it. Or Kampuchea, I don't know. I'm an American, so I automatically ruin everybody's pronunciation. He was the prime minister for the Democratic Kampuchea, and he was a Marxist-Leninist, served as a general secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Kampuchea, in which he was in office from 1976 to 1979. He led a whole bunch of executions, poor working conditions, malnutrition, poor medical care. It led up to the death of 3 million people in Cambodia, which only had around a little bit over 8 million people at the time. So basically, he killed about 25% of his own citizens. Many of them died by starvation. The last one is death, and I wouldn't say that he's an infamous leader. All the people that I've said before has killed millions of people, but they've killed them indirectly. This person has killed people directly. And that would be Luis Garavito from Colombia. He was a rapist and a serial killer that was caught in 1999. And the only one that was on the list who is still alive, obviously. Garavito is also known as La Bestia, which is also known as the Beast, and he has 138 confirmed victims that he has admitted to, but the number is probably more towards 400 people. The majority of the victims that he had were kids, 6 to 16. What he would do to the boys was absolutely disgusting. Something I can't repeat on this video because the video would be struck down. How this man is still alive in prison is beyond me because I would have taken him out. And the next question is, name your favorite horror sequel that's better than the original. Better movie, the sequel, better than the original. There's not really a list out there that I think I can pull from. I mean, I'm a purist when it comes to most horror movies, so I like the original more than the sequels. Aliens? I liked Aliens better than Alien. But Alien was more sci-fi horror, and Aliens was more sci-fi action to my thoughts. So, I don't know if you'd count that as a horror movie. The Devil's Rejects. Devil's Rejects I enjoyed more than The House of a Thousand Corpses. It just seemed to be like a better structured movie. Had better character development, overall better acting than what was done in the first movie. So, yeah, And they're making another sequel of that. What's going on? Next question is, what horror film had the best twist that you didn't see coming the first time you watched it? Wow, I haven't seen a horror movie that comes to mind where I didn't see the ending coming in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I remember the first time I saw Sleepaway Camp, and I did not expect the ending that I saw. I still knew where we were going in that movie. I knew how it was going to end, but I didn't know how it was going to end, if you know what I'm saying. If you haven't seen that movie and you haven't seen the ending, you're missing out in life. Watch that film. Last question, name a horror movie that came out the year that you were born. Wow, there's been a lot of good movies that have came out the year that I was born. Now, when I was born, it was the 70s. You had the movie Carrie that came out, The Omen that came out. Those were some really well-written, good movies there. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, not as good written as Carrie and The Omen, but still kind of a, I don't know. I enjoy that movie for some reason. Anytime that you can stab somebody with a trombone, man, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, check that movie out. King Kong also came out the year that I was born. That was the one that starred Jessica Lange and Jeff Bridges. And I don't know if most people consider King Kong horror. I think King Kong is in the subcategory of horror under monster movie, kind of like Jaws is a monster movie, and I consider that horror still. So, yeah, I would think that King Kong would be horror. So there's my answers to those. So do you agree with me or disagree with me? Go ahead and leave a comment down below. And remember, like, share, subscribe, plus hit that bell icon so you get notified the moment I upload. And I will see you